I often get asked, how do you decide what you choose for your u in a u substitution? It's not an easy question to answer because there's really no set answer, but there are a few things that we should consider. One thing to consider is that whatever u we choose, well, du should be in the integral somewhere. So whatever we choose for our u, if we take a derivative of it, that should also be in this integral. Another thing to consider is whether or not there's a composition function in the integrand. In other words, do we have some function inside of another function? And in other words, do we have the square root of some function in our integrand? Do we have some function squared or cubed in our integrand? Do we have 1 over some function in our integrand? If so, choosing that is our u is not uncommon and can sometimes simplify our integral. So with those two little pieces of information in mind, what u would work for this integral? Well, you notice that there is a function squared here. And I said that if we have some square root of a function or a function cubed or squared, that maybe making that the u would make sense. And this doubly makes sense because if we find du by taking a derivative, we get cosine of x dx, and that appears in our integral as well, which was our first consideration. So let's go with it and see what happens with this integral. I'm going to pull the 7 outside, and I'm simply going to write this sine squared as a sine of x squared, just in case that's not obvious. So now the sine of x squared in our integral becomes u squared, and the cosine of x dx, well, that's just du. So this substitution has simplified this integral pretty considerably. Integrating u squared gives us a u cubed over 3. We add a c to the end of that thing. We can rewrite this as 7/3 u cubed. And then we can substitute back in what our u value was, giving us 7/3 sine of x cubed, which we more typically write as a 7/3 sine cubed x. And that's it for that problem. I hope that helped you out. If so, let's try another one in the next video.